I'm about ready to put my driveway in, and I need this machine. I'm going to use this machine a lot. I bought this machine 22 years ago, new. I have a backhoe attachment for it and several other attachments. But with the excavators, I don't need the backhoe attachment on it. So I took it off so I could use the rest of the stuff. But as you can see, it's gotten beaten up over the years. And we tried to find a new hood for it, but I don't think they make them for it anymore. So what I want to do, I want to service this machine and get it ready to go. But I also want to fabricate this hood to make it look good. And the battery, I mean, it's just sitting there with a bungee cord and a strap. I want to fix that. It's going to be a tricky prospect. I'm going to make it out of metal. This is fiberglass, but I'm going to make it out of metal and try to match it in the best I could. It used to have headlights, but I'm not going to put them on there because with the bucket loader they're useless. So up here I have some lights that I mounted years ago on there, and none of them work. But I'm going to put a roof over top of this, just a sunroof thing, so that I can be out of the sun. And when I do that, I'm going to incorporate either these lights if I can get them working, or I'll get new lights, and I'll have some facing back and some forward. And that way, if I'm plowing snow or something, I can see if it's at night or something. So that's the plan for this, and I want to get this done before I start putting any serious use on it, which is going to be soon. Right now it's like 15 degrees out with a 30-mile-an-hour wind, so it might be a few days yet. So that'll give me some time to do that. But that's the plan. And I got to take some 2-inch light duty angle iron, because I can't make it too heavy, the hood won't go up, to manufacture this. And I'll put grills in here. There used to be a grill in right here. I'll put that in, and that's airflow for the radiator. So I'm not a metal fabricator, but I'll do the best I can on it. This is kind of the shape. Now I gotta weld all this stuff back together, and I think it'll be okay. Then I'll make another one to match it to come up in here, and then I can put the steel around it. what I've done is taken the one that fits and I've clamped it to the outside of the second one so I can get the same arc. See here, this whole setup is not good, so I'm going to take this out. I'm going to change these cables. I'm going to put a real thing in there to hold the battery down. I'm going to do that while everything is wide open here. just kind of winging this. I don't really know how this is going to go. I got to bend this around here, weld it. But because it's not a straight angle, I'm going to have to leave it overhanging here, bend it around, and then trim it off. I'm not sure how this is going to go. Well, that color is supposed to match, and maybe it did at one point, but I guess this is just so faded that it's not the same, if it ever was the same. Well, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but the radiator and the battery are at least protected now, which is more than they were before. So I guess you can call that a success. We tried buying a hood for this thing, but we couldn't find one. So I had to do what I had to do. On this side of the tractor, you got this step. Makes it a whole lot easier getting on the tractor. The problem is they don't have it on the other side. And I realize they don't have it because they don't want you climbing up on that side because of the bucket lever. You could hit that. But 90% of the time I go to get on this tractor, it's on this side, and I got to step way up. So I'm going to build a step and put it on there anyways. Because I would be hitting that anyways, climbing up, because I always come up that way anyways. So I'm going to put a step on it. I wish they'd go back to the old way where you had a key that you could turn in and tighten these things. These things just don't hold that bit. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it serves its function, and that's the main thing, to get me up on that tractor without killing myself. I'm making a cup holder for my tractor. All right, the project I'm going to work on today on the tractor is I'm gonna put a roof over top of it. It's just to keep the sun out, but also I got a light bar to go on the front. With a bucket loader, lights they're useless because the bucket loader's always in the way of the lights. So when I redid the nose, I didn't bother putting any lights in there. And I'm going to put the roof on. It's going to be bolted on, so I can take it off if I have to. And I'm going to put a light bar on the front and a couple lights on the back. So it'll be a good place to kind of keep things up out of the way. Now, I know everybody's going to say, why don't you just buy one? You can. Yeah, I can. The problem is, I like to make things, and I always have a problem buying something that I can make. So I got this steel. It's going to be heavier duty than what I would buy, which would more than likely be fiberglass. Not that it's going to protect me from a tree coming down or something like that, because it won't. But I don't know. I'd rather make it than buy it. I can make it to what I want. If you look at this steel, that steel is brand new. I brought it home about a month ago and laid it in the grass. Look at how it rusted for no reason. Just, and these I bought at the same time. So laying steel in the grass, I guess, is not a good idea because it makes them look like that. But I'll clean that all up. And I'm going to wing this kind of as I go. I'm going to decide exactly what I want to do. And it'll be too heavy to put up there, but what I'll do is I'll use an excavator to lift it up and set it in place when I'm done. So that's the plan. Notice how I'm standing out of the way in case that cuts loose. That made that bend around there pretty nicely. Just so you know, this is not sheet metal. This is 1/8 inch thick steel. It's not easy to bend. All right, I'm really happy with how this bend came out. It's a nice little sweep on there. It was a lot of work, but I'm really happy with it. This is just 2 pieces of angle iron that I'm going to weld together. I tacked it and I drilled the holes that go into the roll bar, so I don't have to drill through them welds later on. So this will get welded together, then it'll get welded to the roof, and then it'll set down over top of it, and I can put some bolts in and bolt it, because I'm not going to weld this to the tractor because I may want to take it off at some point or another. All right, what I'm gonna do now that I have the roof sort of finished almost is I'm gonna mount this light bar on there, and actually I'm gonna mount a couple of these small lights on the back, but the main light I'm putting a bar across there. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna mount that up there and put the brackets on and get it ready to mount, and then what I'm gonna do to protect it, this is gonna sit here like this, and what I'm gonna do to protect it is I'm gonna bring another piece of metal out about this far, just a flat piece that'll kind of sort of protect that, but not get in the way, not getting in the way of the light itself. So I want to mount these and get this figured out where it's going to be. So because I want to put this piece at an angle like this. So I want to figure out where to mount this. All right, that's what it's going to look like. Of course, that's just temporary and it's not tight, but it'll give me an idea what I can do for that hood that I want to put over that to kind of somewhat protect it. Because otherwise that kind of sticking way out there, just waiting to get hit. So I'm gonna put a hood over top of that kind of thing. And now I know what I can do with the hood. I don't know if there's any real great way of running these. Wires. I'm pretty happy with the way the tractor came out, fixing the nose, getting the battery situated, putting the roof on it, step, coffee cup holder. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I also lost the footage to this video, or probably half of it, and one of my subs, a friend of mine, Wally Benaway, was able to retrieve that. So I want to thank Wally for that. And if you need computer guys, he'll be in the comments below. Just look for Wally Benaway. If you're in the Hudson Valley, he's the guy to go to.
I don't know if I can get it, but yeah, how you doing? I don't know if I can get it. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, you guys have two in here. Yeah. So we have two black ones, two white ones, and a brown one. Take it through. Stormy's the male.
There was an egg in there?
Yeah. She's been laying eggs. Hers is a little smaller. Oh, it's not organic.